Yo, welcome to the Mahogany Door Podcast. I'm your boy, Seven Bay.
I am your girl, K Wonder, and we have our musical guest of the night, Juice Judah.
What up, Juice?
Thank you for
How you feeling,
joining
man?
us.
I'm feeling good, feeling real good.
Alright. Thanks for coming out, man. We're going to get into your story and all that stuff in just a minute. What you got for us, K Wonder?
Man, y'all, it's the end of the world. They trying to
That's what it
kill
feel
us.
like, huh?
Yo, it's wild. All right, so apparently, literally, you just got the phone call or a text saying that we are going into, and more than likely, it'll be a 2-week quarantine.
So yeah, we're looking at a 2-week quarantine. You can get all your news live breaking right here on the Mahogany Door Podcast. We might be a week behind, but trust me, you gonna get the truth.
I'm like, things right.
But yeah, so we are possibly going into a 2-week quarantine. Hopefully you guys are being safe. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm always cleaning. I just cleaned up the studio with Clorox and everything like that, sanitizing everything. So make sure you washing your hands. I don't think that's a problem for us.
Right.
It's them others that have a little bit of a problem washing their hands. They just nasty. I mean, really though. Y'all know, if y'all don't know, then y'all don't know. It's probably you, but I'm just saying. Make sure you wash your hands and make sure you throw the paper towel in the trash can, not on the floor. We want to make sure we're protecting and being clean, treat Mother Earth as though we appreciate it. Can I get amen?
Amen.
All right.
The coronavirus is really, it's like got serious, and apparently our government under this administration didn't think it was something we really need to take serious.
No.
And as a result, everybody is in panic mode. You can't find toilet paper anywhere.
Right. And TK over there putting
sanitizer. Real talk sanitizer.
Ain't nobody touch that camera, TK, but you.
Facts. But now sanitizer is being sold at Walmart online for like $135 just for a sanitizer. I was like,
for a regular size?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that should be reported because it's price gouging and they'll pull it.
The juice.
Yeah, so it probably needs to be. But
it's got to be somebody, the store manager, like, we gonna get this extra. We need Tony Baker to do it.
It literally was on Walmart.
Do a skit on that.
And it's crazy. So yeah, be safe out there, everybody. Cover your mouth when you cough. Do read up on it because there are some tests that you can do for yourself as far as breathing, because it is a respiratory disease that's out there.
Absolutely.
So every morning, just wake up and hold your breath for 10 seconds. If you feel any pain or you start coughing or anything like that, then you know you probably have some fibroids growing on your lung and you need to seek medical help. But
now for y'all smokers, on the other hand, smokers cough, I don't know what to tell you. You might just need to go in and get checked out. I don't know.
Yeah, but so moving on. Yeah, everybody stay prayed up. I want to talk about this challenge going on. All right, I don't know if y'all seen the light challenge with the guy and the girl. So it's usually a guy and a girl, and they're playing a song, and the guy's holding the camera first. Typically,
it's the Drake song.
Flip the switch song, and it's a challenge now because everything got to be a gimmick. I feel like, but they're changing clothes once they turn the switch back on. The guy's wearing the girl clothes, and the girl's wearing the guy clothes.
Yeah, I'm not with it at all. Like, I mean, I understand it's cool. It's a great gimmick. It's a marketing plan. That's dope and stuff like that. But you won't catch me doing that at all. Like,
for sure.
It's too much. I feel comfortable in who I am, straight up. But I would just say it's a little bit too much of role reversals.
Thank you. Facts.
Yeah. And I believe in strong women. My mom is a very strong woman, so it's not one of those men got to be doing this. It ain't that.
Right.
It's just a man should be a man. Even if he's a softer man, he should still be a man. And when you start getting into things like that, it causes confusion. And I have plenty of friends who are gay and some that are transgender and stuff like that. So it's not one of those things where I'm sitting here bashing, because it's not that case at all. But it is important to make sure that we're not causing any type of confusion to
any more type of confusion, because there is enough confusion.
Right. Absolutely.
And it was funny because what's his name? Boy, the way you're moving, and then what's his that rapper? Come on.
Travis Porter.
No. Dun, 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 dun.
You talking
Roscoe.
Roscoe Dash, and then who
Yeah.
was the dude that rapped on it?
Waka Flocka.
Waka
Yeah.
Flocka. He's the
But
one
he
that
been wearing
pointed.
dresses for a long time.
Waka Flocka?
Who?
Is it
No.
Waka Flocka?
Nah,
What's
you
up?
bugging.
No,
Young
Roscoe.
Young Thug.
Young
Young
Thug.
Thug. My bad.
So
Got my dreads mixed up. My bad. Got my dreads mixed up. My bad.
So
Don't make
Waka,
Waka be mad.
Waka,
My bad, Walker.
Yeah, Waka's
My
a
bad.
man. He-
Salute, brother.
he
My
man.
bad.
So he's the one that pointed out, and I was like, true, like, why are there so many men, like, really comfortable just putting on, like, women clothes like this?
I think it's a gimmick, you know.
Absolutely.
Like, I really think it's a gimmick. Like, I think, me personally, like, I think the way the media is showing, like, how cool it is to, you know what I mean, to wear women's clothes, like, people is just getting, like, addicted to it, and they just starting to do it, like,
Yeah.
and it's mainly, like, black men. Like, I feel like
Yes.
they're, like, trying to, like,
Yeah.
demasculine, you know?
Yes,
Black and
correct.
You know, yeah. So,
Facts.
yeah.
Well, it's funny because I'm watching this. You guys have seen the Him commercial with vitamins. It's like special vitamins for Him. It's a Him commercial. If you
Okay.
haven't seen it, check it out.
Mhm.
But like, it's like a Him commercial, and then it's supposedly getting you the vitamins you need. And this one in particular is dealing with hair, like hair restoration, and all that other stuff. But one of the things that kind of got me about the commercial was like, the commercial's going on, it's cool, it's great, got a bunch of guys in there, you know, different things, and then at the end it's this guy like twerking, black guy, twerking his ass off, like going off like it's a tip drill. Straight up. And it was just like, yo, that part wasn't needed.
It wasn't necessary.
And it wasn't necessary to showcase us like that.
Right.
Like everybody else is, you know, all the other fellas in there, you know, they masculine, got their hair, doing their hair, and all that other stuff, and showing. But him at the end is the one shaking his ass. It's like,
It's a
Man.
Hollywood thing, I think. You know?
well, I mean, it's more than just Hollywood. I think it's deeper than Hollywood. Hollywood
I mean,
definitely
For
has it.
sure, though, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I just think, like, you just mostly see us young black, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
men is, you know, portraying as women.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like, and that's like, I don't think it's cool at all because
No.
you have young kids that, you know, grow up and see these things and you know,
Yeah.
they think it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think it's okay at all.
Now, I mean, now if you choose, you know, or you're going through something where you're choosing to, or you feel that that's your route, then that's one thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, to cause confusion because you know you just want to try it or do it, or just to showcase us that way to make us feel more comfortable with it, I don't agree with that.
Right,
for sure.
I don't
right.
think that's cool. Yeah.
Well, it's getting out of control. I mean,
Absolutely.
I feel like every other month there's a new challenge and everybody's up for it. So this is the latest, and if you're doing it, more power to you. But moving on, so there's a lot of artists that just drop albums, or are dropping albums, and one
Yeah.
in particular is Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi is about to drop an album. They're saying that he's supposed to do some wild numbers. Now, if you're not familiar with Lil Uzi and his situation, he was signed to DJ Drama and them down in Atlanta. I forget the name of the label, but
Generation Now, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
there we go.
Generation Now.
So apparently he had an issue. They had a falling out. Like he realized that he was getting robbed basically by them.
Contract issues.
Yes,
Talk about
contract issues.
Yeah.
And Rock Nation had to come in and save him. And as a result, he hasn't dropped the album in I don't know how many years because of that.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna know, Juice, are you a Uzi fan? How do you feel about this and him dropping?
I mean, I'm, not like really like a Uzi fan. Like
Okay.
I like some of his music.
Okay.
But I feel like like you gotta be smart. Like, it's like 10% is like the music and 90% is business.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like being an artist, you have to be business, savvy and like know like what you're signing yourself into.
Yeah.
So like
Well, another thing is, like you said, being savvy is understanding. We talk about a lot on this podcast is definitely understanding your contracts, reading them,
yeah, for sure.
making sure that you understand. If you don't, make sure you hire an entertainment lawyer or make sure you have a manager that can get you a clear understanding on it.
sure.
This doesn't mean that you trust them,
For sure.
but it definitely means that you do the due diligence to get the best understanding that you can,
Right.
and stuff like that. So definitely.
Because people are signing these 360 deals like crazy and not even really understanding what a 360 deal is.
And just to go off of that, I mean, just for those of you that don't know, a 360 deal, because I didn't get a chance to really explain it previous, is that a 360 deal is where the label or whoever you're signed to is getting a percentage off of every last thing that you make a profit on. So, for example, we'll do a one that everybody knows, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith, let's just say hypothetically, he was signed to a 360 deal when he did the Fresh Prince album. Well, he did the whole Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show. So technically, if he was signed to my label under a 360 deal, I would get a portion of that show. Now, we all know that show is still running currently, right? So that means I would still be getting a portion of those sales, right?
Wow.
Not to mention anything that spawns off of anything that I had to do with while he was signed to my label under the 360 deal. So 360 deal deals with everything from your record sales. It deals with you becoming an actor or an actress. It deals with your clothing line. It deals with any type of promotional
tours,
all of that. Because what happens is, what they feel is, right now they're the ones that got you on the table. Before, you was below the table. So until they got you on the table, that's when you were able to get the sponsorship type of deal. So their idea is, we should be able to take a part of those profits while you're on the table, because we're the ones that got you that is to be prominent now as an artist or an actor. So
I don't think it's right at all. I mean, like, I could see like somebody helping you, and you know what I mean, and you paying back, and you know, maybe more and what they invest in you. But for somebody to just take full control of what you have and always say, hey, I'm getting a percentage off of you, even if you die, I'm still going to make money off you. I don't think it's right.
Well, a lot of it has to do with, because of the contract terms, and I'll let this go. A lot of it has to do with the contract terms being for what they call in perpetuity, which means forever. So dealing with copyright, again, copyright deals with life plus 70. So it means that the last living author or the last living writer, so we have Tupac on a song, we all know Tupac, rest in peace, is gone, but he did songs with Snoop, he did songs with Dre, all of those songs that he's done with artists who are still alive, the life is still a part of that contract. So it's still life until all of them die, and then it's plus 70 after that.
So they're going to be making money off Tupac for a while.
Which is why you have like a DJ Khaled who takes time to put his son on a record. He has a son, I think his son is 4, and he puts Assad on his records, and it doesn't matter what percentage he gives them, as long as he's on the record, it's life plus 70.
That's crazy.
So a lot of these contracts take place, and we're not really reading and paying attention to the language, which is a whole nother ordeal, for sure. You know, as an artist.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Juice, tell everybody how you got the name Juice Judah.
Tell us where you from.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
I'm from North Carolina, from High Point to be exact.
High Point.
Yeah, High Rack, you know, High City. But how I got the name Juice Judah, really, y'all, you know, seen the movie Juice before.
Yeah.
All right, and like y'all know Bishop, you know, his podcast, and he had the cut, was you know, was named the Bishop off the chess piece.
Yeah.
So I got that cut, and you know, like it was a Juice cut, and then Judah just like was a nickname that I had like since I was kind of younger. And I just put it together one day, like Juice Judah. Like before, like it was Lil Reef. Like that was my first rap name ever. And I didn't like it. I was just like,
shouts out to Lil Reef.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't sound like you know, marketable, you know, to me. Because you know, Reef, like, you know, reefer, you know, and I smoke weed, you know, so I didn't like it. So I just put Juice and Judah, and it just came together and it just clicked. And it just been, you know, Juice Judah for like going on like maybe 7-8 years now.
So how long you been out here from High Point?
A year and like a month. So I moved out here last year of like January, February.
Okay,
so yeah, about like a year, like in a month and a half.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And how has that change been for you? Like, was it easy coming to LA from North Carolina? The difference, or?
Nah, not really. Because I don't have like no support cast out here, so it was, you know, really hard to like adjust to like being out here by myself. And like, you know, the friends that I got out here now, I just made them like along the way.
Right.
But it was hard, you know, like just, you know, being, you know, used to being around your mom, your son, your family, your friends, to like being around no one that you know. And it was hard, so I had to like, you know, just keep my faith in God and just, you know, just stay focused.
Yeah. Okay. So man, you've been working really hard, rapping and doing your brand management and stuff like that. How's that been as an artist, keeping track of how you market yourself. You know, being Juice Judah, how do you market yourself?
It's been kind of hard just because I have like no label, like really no support, just me and a few of my friends, you know. But I just, you know, try to stand the camera like as much as I can, you know, try to do interviews, shows. Even when I'm like, you know, doing like the IG thing, like I always, you know, hashtag Juice Judah, you know, just to market myself in any kind of way. I'm still learning. I don't know so much because I'm just a rapper, so I'm learning it's like I go along the way. So like I'm just, you know what I mean, still trying to just take my time and really learn the game. But it's been going, you know, pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up. You know, one of the things that's always important is, like you said, definitely being present on social media.
For sure.
Always be doing something. Always make sure you hashtag in and that you are sharing your life. Because the thing about it is like we talked about earlier, is that it's so important to keep your fans engaged. You got those diehard fans, right? You got those diehard fans. We talked about like the Britney Spears,
Michael Jackson.
Like they could have found a live tape of the situation of whatever situation happening, and you still would have had people like, I love Michael Jackson, you know. So.
I like Michael still to this day.
Yeah.
But I mean, building those lifetime fans is extremely important for the longevity of your career. Because I mean, especially like you performing anytime soon, or
I got a show maybe coming up on the 16th of next month. April. So,
16th of April.
And I'm just trying to, you know, build like my audience and see who I can actually bring. Because I've been doing like small venue shows, like house party shows. And like the crowd has been, you know, 50, 60, you know, like a nice crowd. So now, like, I'm trying to like form or maybe trans over to like a actual venue, and see like who can I actually bring and see how many people will come support me. So I think it's actually easier to like, you know, market yourself nowadays because of the internet.
Social
and like how like like just like much access that you have, like
TikTok
back in the day. I got a TikTok, but I don't know how to use it. I'm still
holla at your boy.
For sure.
Yeah, social media is definitely very beneficial for people, especially we were talking behind the scenes about the Bad Baby. Okay, so Bad Baby is the girl that was on Dr. Phil, the Catch Me Outside girl. So she went from having that little 15 minutes of press to now she's a full-blown rapper. And on IG doing crazy numbers and getting crazy deals. But it was like, she not really a rapper. Like, I don't know, maybe she was, maybe she had a feel for it and always was there. I feel like, though, that was just her transition on how to keep that fame alive.
Well, how do you feel about that? Because you're a rapper who takes it serious, right? Like, this is your bread and butter. Like, it's your craft, you know?
This is my life. But, I mean, you got to get it how you live. So, she took her 15, seconds or 15 minutes of fame and she turned it, into like an hour of fame. So I can't really be mad at that. Like,
it's a hustle.
I mean, she did the right thing and she made all the right moves to make herself successful. So, but as far as the rap end of it, I don't really respect it. Like, I don't like her music. I mean, I don't want to
get personal,
not personal, but I just don't listen to it. I'm not a fan of it.
So who are some of the people that you listen to, or growing up, who influenced you?
Okay, I got like a old school list, and I got a new school list.
Give it to us.
So my old school list, it would have to be like Eric B. Rakim, KRS-One, Nas, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, Wu-Tang. Feel me?
Straight bars. You like lyrics, like content.
Rest in peace, Big L.
Come on, Harlem.
Saigon, just Mobb Deep, just like real music. And like even South, like I would have to go to like Outkast. You know what I mean? Just music like that. But if we're gonna go into like the new age, I would say J. Cole.
North Carolina.
Kendrick. I don't really just Cole and Kendrick. Like, I mean, I can't forget 50. 50, like, he played like a big, part of me wanting to rap, due to like his melodies and like, you feel me, stuff like that. So I would say, some music like that.
So, I mean, I don't mean to cut you off, but just think about it like this. You brought up 50, who personally to me is not my favorite rapper by any stretch at all. However, what I do love about 50
Marketing.
is his marketing, his business savvy.
Crazy.
Man.
When he came in, like his whole ploy when he first came into the game was he talked about robbing everybody,
Yeah,
right?
how to rob. Yeah.
Right. Then he went to when he finally got to a place where he can get to Aftermath because he did a lot of stuff before then.
Yeah,
But when he got to Aftermath, he had a whole package.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't realize as an artist, it's not about your bars. It's also about how marketable are you completely.
Nah, for sure.
Because he came in with the whole G Unit swag, the gears,
everything.
everything. I mean,
Had him in water.
everything.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is why the label was so apt to jump on him was not because he was rapping. I mean, everybody was rapping during that time.
For sure.
But he had a whole plan. He knew he was coming after Ja Rule. He knew he had the G Unit swag coming out. He already knew what the plan was in picking up Game.
And he had the movie come out too, to Get Rich
The
and
whole-
Die Trying,
yeah,
all that wrapped in.
All of that. So
He
it
had a
was
strategic plan.
Yeah.
exactly, and it was very, very. This is stuff that this is the work that he had did before he got signed. So this is
For
stuff
sure.
in contracts that he had set up in the contingent that he got signed. So with or without Aftermath, this was gonna happen.
Nah, for sure.
And by him being signed to Aftermath, then he was able to bring in Aftermath Shady. Then he was able to bring in, the game, which
Buck, Lloyd Banks.
exactly,
Tony Yayo, yeah.
exactly,
Right, yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah, G Unit had a whole thing. They were a whole thing for like a
Early
couple
2000s.
summers. Yeah.
And they was
Yeah.
They were the
bangers.
same thing. Like,
yeah.
and I want to ask this. So how do you feel? Okay, you have an EP out now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's
the name of it?
4, go get that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Four, straight up.
Spotify, iTunes, Apple, go get it. YouTube, just go find it, please.
So why did you call the album 4?
Well, it's 4 songs.
Okay.
Skits in between. 4 is like my favorite number. And I ain't wanna for me give them too much. I ain't wanna do too much. I didn't want to give okay, from going back on like the Lil Uzi, his album. He dropped damn near 30 songs, I think.
Yeah.
Nobody's really want to listen to a whole project with 30 songs.
But that's very strategic in getting out of contract. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But with me, because I'm not in a contract and I'm just starting off, I didn't want to give people too much so they be like, I'm tired of listening to it. So I gave them 4 just enough to where they gonna want more.
Before he rocks.
Yeah, just, feel me, 4 like fire tracks, and then they might be like, okay, well, we want more. And then so I see like my numbers and everything like that, and then I go from there. So they're like, that's why.
So how do people feel? How do you feel about mixtapes? Remember, mixtapes was a thing.
Mixtapes, I feel
a lot of people got on because of mixtapes.
I respect mixtapes. See, like with mixtapes, you could actually like make what type of music you want. Like you can make freestyles, just fun songs. So like I respect mixtapes.
Will you do one?
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Be looking for that.
It's definitely one of those things. It's harder now because I mean it was one of those things where coming from Brooklyn, like you had the selling, the bodegas were involved in it. Like it was all the different.
Or you just had a
entities,
crazy street team.
right?
Accessible,
That made it accessible and was actually passing them out, selling them, making sure that the product was on the street.
For sure.
So it's harder now because nobody got everything's social media. You can't even.
Everything.
I mean, most of these cars nowadays don't even have a CD player.
Nah, for sure.
So I mean, for those people out there on Venice. For me, I understand, I respect the hustle. At the same time, I'm just like, bro, you still trying to sell weed, and it's dispensaries now. Like, it's like, and your price is higher than the dispensary.
That goes to show the black market is never ever going to go anywhere.
No, I don't expect it to.
Yeah.
But you gotta be smart with your hustle.
That's true.
You could thrive off the black market. You gotta be strategic.
Yeah, exactly.
How to like go through loopholes to make your money. So
which is what the mixtapes were. They were a loophole.
Correct.
They were definitely a loophole because it definitely provided an opportunity for artists signed and unsigned to be able to sell mixtapes, and even for some of the artists who were on a major label, a lot of them, talking about the black market, bought their albums.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like they had, people connected with lots of money. That's the reason why these artists was going gold the first week out. It's because they was buying a whole truckload of albums and then they go out and sell them on the street, resell them on the street.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's definitely a hustler's mentality.
I mean, I'm a fan of the mixtapes. I really do feel like we need to get back to that. It's at the end of the day, it's content. You want to just keep putting out as much content as possible.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And if you do want to get it out there, put it up on SoundCloud, put it up on here, put it up on there, and do a hard copy. You know what I'm saying? Because you know who taught us the value of the hard copies? Nipsey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was a big thing for him when he sold his album for like
$1,000.
Yeah, it was either 100 or 1,000, and Jay-Z brought a bunch. Okay,
he sold them for 1,000. He only did 100 copies.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he did 100 copies for $1,000.
So you know, put value behind what you do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
actually, Jay-Z bought 10 of them.
Yeah.
He bought 10 of them.
So that's dope. I really. So what is your sound? What is Juice Judas sound?
Hip hop.
Okay.
Just like hip hop. Yeah, that's it. Really.
But what does that mean today? Because they classifying Young Thug as hip hop. They classifying.
Like, listen, I like Young Thug. Like when I'm in a different, mindset or mood, I would listen to Young Thug. He's creative.
Yes.
But what I mean by hip hop, I mean good 16s.
Okay.
Good hooks.
Content.
Yeah, really like good music with substance.
Right.
Like where you hear like some songs and you can get a message from it. Nowadays songs you just listening to it just for a beat or for a melody and you can't really get a message. So that's what I mean by hip hop. It's like, because back in the day when they made songs, it was, something that like you could really like, for me take note of and like, I see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
actual lyricists.
Right.
Well, I mean, like you mentioned before, like your greats, Nas, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, like those guys, Rakim, Eric B, those guys were really dropping major bars.
For sure.
Even I don't know why I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, there was a lot of artists that was dropping major bars around that time.
DMX, a lot of people don't want to get DMX's credit.
No, DMX
was
fire.
DMX was saying some shit like all his albums, like DMX to me is a living legend for sure.
Absolutely.
And he's put all his pain in his music. You know what I mean? Everything he's been through. Yeah.
I honestly would venture to say, on some degree, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like not quite the same, but close. T Grizzly is pulling that DMX chord, not necessarily in tone, but in a lot of the anger and a lot of the aggression in which he's approaching his music. I mean, the bars that he's dropping, this doesn't necessarily have the same flow, but I'm just saying, like, content, serious lyrics, having his approach. Like, his approach is different. Two different approaches.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, in his content, the stuff that he's talking about is to me, he has some real passion and real aggression about it.
I can see.
And,
I can see, because X was the guy.
Yeah.
Like, X was up there with, like, Hove. Like, he was battling Hove in the backstage, and, like, he was really fire,
absolutely.
So, like, I don't know, man. T Grizz, man.
He's young, but I mean, he's not like these young cats that's out now.
He's not like your Amigos.
You know what I mean?
He's not like your...
He really do be rapping.
Exactly.
He really be rapping.
I don't necessarily like his cadence.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is the content.
He got that D cadence.
Exactly.
Like, like, Detroit rappers, I like y'all, but y'all don't rap on beat.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all do not rap on beat.
What about Big Sean?
He's probably one of the few.
He's different. But he spent a lot of time in LA. A lot of people don't know Big Sean been in LA for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, so he definitely been out here working. He was up, for sure.
So I'm interested. So what is your process, Juice? Is it the beat first? Do you write the song first? What is the process when putting a track together or a song?
That's crazy, because I was just, really having this conversation with somebody the other day. And like, my first process, like when I first started making music, was I would like go on YouTube, listen to the beat, write down, write from like hook to verse, hook, whatever. And then I would just go over it 10, 15 times before I went to the studio.
Okay.
That way I'd go in there and I'd be good. Like I damn near like remember it without having to read it off paper.
Perfect.
And like as I got better, I just now like I could go into a session and they could pull up a beat and I just hear it and I just start rapping. I don't really, and like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, say this because like, I love writing, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm a writer first, but sometimes like I can hear a beat and just don't have to write to
Just
it.
come from
and
yourself.
just, really come, you know what I mean, deep down. So like, it's different ways, you know, I mean, sometimes I might write and sometimes I might go in there and don't write anything and just go off my head. So it's just like how I'm feeling that day.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love to write though. Like, you know, writing first.
So who's some of the artists that you would like to work with right now? Like if somebody was to pick up that phone and say, yo, Juice, I need that fire. What you got?
Cole.
J. Cole.
Yeah. Maybe out west, maybe Kendrick, YG.
Yeah.
I would have loved to do a song with Nipsey. You know,
yes.
you feel me? Like I would have loved, like I would have loved to do a song with him.
Yes.
But yeah, those like maybe some of the you know, rappers that I would like want to do a song with. You know what I mean?
Now, you know, Nipsey, speaking about like real rappers, really talking, you know, real spit. He really spent a lot of time working on his craft. Like he just didn't, like everybody's, the marathon. Like, no, I remember Nipsey when he was dropping mixtapes like back in the day, like Slauson Boy. You know what I mean?
Like, he had the braids like mine going down instead of like the ones going back. I remember when he didn't have the facial hair.
Exactly.
The big tees and the big, you know,
and the big clothes.
Malcolm
X chain. Yeah, like that's like
Yo,
I was on Nip way then.
Way back.
You know what I mean? Way then. So yeah.
So we definitely want to get into one of your songs off of your EP for I think track we got right now is it Uplift? Uplift.
Yeah.
Okay, so we definitely gonna get into that. Briefly, just tell everybody what was the thought behind this song? How did you create it? Why Uplift?
It was like a motivational song for me.
Okay.
Like that's the last song of the EP, and it's like I'm talking about like from everything from my mom to my son. She's actually in the song. It's like a very like, you know, motivational song, and it's actually my favorite song like of the whole project just because it meant so much to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's get into that Uplift. Check it out.
Hey yo, G.A.D, you a fool for this one, my nigga. Choose you. You know what I'm saying? Every day, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is trying to uplift. For sure. Yeah. I know some fake niggas switched up. Walking licks, nigga moving like a bridge truck. Act hard, he lost his life, he got cleaned up. It's a celebration every time we link up. Move left, move right, niggas will cross you over. In the hood, niggas moving packs with baking soda. I'm just trying to cop the range and maybe push the rover. He come down, he got killed, he thought the beef was over. Yeah, on the corner when niggas catch a case. No Thanksgiving, but niggas eating from paper plates. I had to watch my ramen noodles turn into lobster steak. Open my eyes, I had to see the real from the fake, damn. And I wonder why these niggas hate them. But I won't let you take it off my plate. Pack land, we bust it down, it's a figure 8. Get some money, you die young, so pick your fate. Niggas change when that money come. Hit a lick, that shit was sweet like a honey bun. Fuck a fair fight, nigga ain't no one-on-ones. I see my son down and talk, yeah, one-on-one. What's a king to a pawn? What's a lake to a swan? What's a gangster to a dawn? Yeah. What's a rolling to a on? What's a picture when it's drawn? What's a heart when it's torn? Yeah, on the corner when niggas catch a case. No Thanksgiving, but niggas eating from paper plates. I had to watch my ramen noodles turn into lobster steak. Open my eyes, I had to see the real from the fake, damn. And I wonder why these niggas hate them. But I won't let you take it off my plate. Pack land, we bust it down, it's a figure 8.
Wow.
Come on, give it up for Uplift, alright?
That is a vibe.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what's up, man.
Thank you.
So I do get you. You are smart. You're a smart man. He ain't just sitting out here saying some bubblegum crap. You know what I mean? Talking about some real life stuff. So your mom, you said she motivates you?
Yeah.
How so?
She was a single mother growing up, you know, and you know, she took care of like, you know, me and, you know, both my sisters. You know, she's like my dad, you know. So yeah, I mean, just seeing her like, you know, from where she came from to where she is now, it's like a blessing to like, you know, be able to learn something, you know, from a strong black woman like that. So that's why like, you know, she's like my most motivation is because the things that she instilled in me, you know, like when I was younger, you know what I mean? And like, you know, she made me like, you know, who I am today. So yeah.
Shout out to the strong black women out there. The strong mothers out there that's holding it down for all these single families, and even in the the joint families. Shout out to all you mothers that are holding it down of all nationalities.
For sure.
True.
So you have a son.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 6. His name is Elijah.
Elijah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my dog.
Elijah
All right.
obviously is motivation as well.
Yeah.
So would you want your son to be a rapper?
No.
You said that's strong.
No.
No.
I just want my son to be, now if he chose to, then I would support him in whatever he wants to be. But if I could have any type of say so in it, I would just want him to be something different. Whether it's, and I'm not gonna be cliche and say doctor or lawyer, just something else, whatever he wants to be, but I wouldn't recommend him being into the music industry.
Well, to go along with that, you did mention Dr. Lord. I will be honest with you and tell you, I think it is more important and more of we need to make it as a community more of a priority for us to be doctors and lawyers.
No, I respect that.
And I'm not saying that, for your son, because I got my own kids too. It's one of those things where you realize we spending too much time in the creative space, which is dope, and we are great at that.
For sure.
But it's not enough of us owning these basketball teams. It's not enough of us
being
owning
business, man,
these football teams. Right.
Sure.
Being business savvy as a man and woman, how are we actually taking advantage of the opportunities that are presenting themselves instead of just being the creative within that space? You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, I'm definitely looking to, make sure my daughter, she's going, she's doing kinesiology. She wants to be a doctor of physical therapy.
For sure.
I'm like, cool. As long as it's doctor, I'm good.
Yeah.
As long as it's doctor something, I'm good.
Yeah.
So
I actually think too, those, should be the people who get paid, the millions. You know what I'm saying? Like the doctors, the teachers, the firefighters, because those are the ones who's shaping and molding the youth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From helping us and everything. I think, basketball players, football players is cool, but I think they get too much praise. I think they get paid too much. And I really think sports is a distraction from what's going on in society.
Well, it's definitely a relief, and it's funny you mentioned that because I forget what country it is. I don't know if it's one of the Asian countries. Excuse me, I don't know if it's Taiwan or Malaysia. It's one of the Asian countries, but they make it a priority where the teachers are LeBron James.
Yeah, for sure.
I forgot what country
and that's how
it
it
is.
should be.
And they get paid.
Yeah.
Like LeBron. I'm not joking. They have whole billboards
Well,
with their faces on it.
But I respect that because they're molding the kids. They're really helping
Absolutely.
them grow.
Absolutely. And you understand why, in my master's program where I was working in, we had this young lady, she was from Indonesia, and she was so freaking organized.
Yeah.
I mean, you talking about could put together a spreadsheet and all work through Excel and have your whole life organized.
Yeah.
She was on it.
Yeah.
She was on it. And
She was young?
She was young.
Yeah.
And you kind of tell the difference of how in the States we have so much freedom.
Yeah, for sure.
That at times, like you said, it can be a distraction. So we're spending a lot of time focused on a lot of the sports, and we're missing out on
stuff that's really important.
Stuff that's really happening.
For sure.
So I mean, definitely those of y'all that's rapping, what I do love about what you're doing is you aren't just talking about the regular bullshit that could be thrown out there, as a rapper,
sex.
You actually taking time to talk about, even within that, you're talking your life, but even within that, you're talking, articulately about those situations, which makes a major difference.
I mean, yeah, for sure, because you have a big, platform, and rappers, they're probably more powerful than anybody because their voice is being heard, through millions.
Oh yeah.
So I really believe that you should always, be aware and maybe conscious of what you're feeding it to people because it takes like a big toll if you're like giving them the wrong message.
Well, yeah, because it gets into, like you mentioned, we've heard so many times before, it's like life and death lie in the tongue. So, you know, Biggie Smalls, going back to Cali, Live and Die in L.A. with Tupac.
For sure.
All of those things that they talk about, life after death, he named a whole album.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, behind that, it's one of those things where you have to really be careful how you speak to certain things.
Yeah.
Because
you can speak stuff into existence.
Exactly.
Everything.
Manifestation is real.
Real.
So what are you manifesting for your career coming up?
That I get seen by, you know, a mass or like a broader audience. You know what I mean? I don't even want to be famous. I just want to just, you know, have some money. Yeah, that's good. I ain't gotta be known like, cause I see how Nipsey, you know, took his, you know, his path into the music industry. He came out like I think 2009 or 10, like in the same class as Drake and you know Kendrick and all of them, I think. But he didn't like excel as fast as them.
Right, but he didn't take the deals that they took.
He was smart.
He was smart. He took his time, and that's you know like. That's the marathon. Like he took his time and like he just stayed in his lane. Yeah. And, you know, like he took, you know, time with it.
Not only that, everything when he died, everything that was his, he owned.
Yeah, smart.
It wasn't like, you know, like Kanye West right now is still trying to get his publishing back.
Yeah.
And Kanye West been out since how long?
Ever.
Right?
He signed the craziest deal.
Yeah.
So to not be able to have your publishing, which we was talking about earlier with the artist, is publishing is huge.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge part of the puzzle.
Now, is that more important than your masters?
Well, so the thing is, your masters and your publishing is two different situations that both help your career. Dealing with your masters deals with, that's actually the most important of all of it, because the masters is always going to make some money along with your copyright.
Has the key, right?
Okay. Your publishing, on the other hand, is important because that's what gets sent out to the various placements. So
that should music be used.
Your syncs, right? So you want to be on TV? That's a publishing situation. You want to be on a movie? That's a publishing situation. You want to be in a commercial or that's all publishing. So it does attach to your masters, but however, for example, when I was working for American Idol, they didn't request the master because they only needed
the publisher.
They only needed the copyright because they were going to do a derivative work. So the master means that's the final copy we're going to use. But if I want to do a rendition of your song, all I need is the copyright.
You know
what I'm saying? So there's different ways to maneuver. So yes, the master is definitely important when people are using the final copy.
Gotcha.
But when people want to use or create a derivative work or remix, all I need is copyright.
For sure.
Yep.
Smart man.
Well, you know, hey, man, I'm trying to help these young folks. Trying to help these young folks.
So, Juice, you're a young man. Are you dating? Are you got a love life going on over there? Look at this smile, ladies. Look at this smile.
What's her name? Lit up like that.
Somebody got your nose wide open.
Yeah, you know, I'm seeing somebody.
All right. So what is it like in your DMs? Is it like girls finding the DM like crazy?
50-50. You know.
You trying to say
I try not to, you know, like indulge or like entertain, you know, certain women or like really all women, you know, except for my women. So
that's dope. Respect. And what's it like when you perform? How do you deal with like, you know, wild fans, female fans, or anything like that? Like, do you?
I mean,
you know, when you got a Kyle and you know how you knock her off.
Nah, I mean, I try to like, you know, show like the same respect, you know, to all my fans, you know, men and women, you know. I try not to treat no one with like favoritism. So I try to just, you know, be respectful. It do, you know, be some girls that, you know, or, you know, women that be on me, but I try to just show love and, you know, just, you know what I mean, just keep it like that.
So here's a question then. I mean, because you understand the gravitas of being an artist and being in those type of situations. So, you know, the baby, a couple of weeks ago, found his way to put hands. I mean, he slapped the
dog
shite.
The shite.
The shite.
Yeah, he did.
He slapped the shite and the soul out of this girl.
Ain't no way.
And it was all. I mean, he didn't. First of all, he didn't even hit the right one.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
he shouldn't have hit him at all. But he didn't even hit the right one. How do you feel about situations like that? I mean, you guys that want to be artists, you don't want to be famous. And I get it, but you put yourself in these positions where, you know.
Yeah. It's kind of unavoidable, you know?
I just think no matter what, though, you know, you should, never, for me, never put your hands on a woman.
Yeah.
I ain't perfect, I don't been in situations, but I think when you like at a certain status, you should kind of know better. But shouts out to the baby though, like he repping Carolina though. So
yeah.
I mean,
that's a bad angry baby.
Yeah, I mean, but then like I don't know like too much on the situation, so I can't really, like shed light or like really speak on it too much. But I believe too, like you gotta respect artists and give them that space. Too.
Absolutely,
okay.
That's a very
for sure.
That's a big point. A lot of fans are forgetting to respect that these artists are people
yeah.
and they need their space
sure.
because we make light of it, everything like that. But if you watch the video, the lady clearly hit him with the phone, like she bopped him on the side of the head,
So,
And then, look, I understand response. I'm the type. I'll tell you right now, I'm the type where if soon as my space is violated, I'm done.
Yeah,
like we going to blows.
But I
it's
mean,
that simple.
I think when you at that big, like like top tier, you need to have people who gonna handle that for you.
And he does.
So I would rather for my security guard to hit her than me to hit her.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how I see it. Like when you got security guards, feel me, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
they need to handle that.
Right.
Now, so I do a music review, and usually I'm definitely showcasing like a lot of the artists. But I had a question for you: are there any North Carolina artists right now, besides yourself, that you want to shine a little light on that I could find really quick?
Oh man, like from my area?
From your area?
Ah man, yeah, we got Juice Willis.
Juice Willis.
Yeah.
So everybody in North Carolina got juice.
Yeah. That's like my cousin actually,
Juice Willis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Juice Willis, we about to let y'all know. Give y'all a little taste. This is called 100 degrees. 100. Not 100. 100 degrees. All right. So check this out. We about to hit y'all over the head with some new music. Check this out. Juice Willis.
The Mahogany Dog Podcast.
Shit hot, 100 degrees. Tattoos when I pull up my sleeves. You know it's a movie when I'm on the scene. Hold up, nigga, don't fuck with me. Bad plays, just bust down a P. New J's, I just caught them last week. Open your ears and just listen to me. I be talking that shit every time that I spit. I open my door, boy, you gon' need a key. You want a feature, then it come with a fee. Taxing niggas, yeah, ain't shit for free. I be everywhere, bitch, you know where I be. Say you want smoke, but pull up on me. Cause where I'm from, we gon' deliver the beef. They got me confused, they mentioning me. Same people when they see me, they speak. Same people when the internet beat. Be the same people saying, send me some beats. I'm rolling up dope, just pass me the leaf. But now Dutch, we don't do shit.
They be talking this shit.
Pull up the Juice Willis song.
Make sure you check
out.
that. Oh yeah, let's pull that up.
I definitely gotta hear that.
What's that one?
I know that.
All right, for sure.
This is on the EP too, y'all. 4. Make sure.
No.
Oh, it's not on there. Okay, I'm sorry.
Just a single,
It's a single.
Yeah,
okay.
just a single.
All right, I know that. Got you.
So one question I asked while Seven's pulling that up, and this is kind of my thing. I like to ask weird questions.
Okay.
This one pertains around fruit. I kind of ask all artists because I like to, just see where your head at.
Okay.
If you could be a fruit, what kind would you be and why?
Pineapple.
Ooh.
Pineapple. All right. Hit me with that.
Why?
I mean, for one, it's good for you, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's good, tasteful. But the way that it's structured, it's structured like a house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a foundation for me that is actually built. So that's why I would be a pineapple, you know what I mean? Because it's like a house. Like, you ever seen SpongeBob have a house with a pineapple? It's acting like a house. So it's like, like a lot of structure and like, foundation.
Okay, good answer.
I'm going to say what the good friend Stephen A. Smith says all the time. Stay off the weed!
Stupid.
I'm joking.
Nah, I ain't even high right now.
I'm messing with you. All right, so we got this song called
My phone did.
I Know That by Juice Judah. Check it out.
Hey, you already know that shit, nigga. It's Juice Judah, nigga. If you didn't know, now you know, bitch. Use my language. My friend. They say you stand fly, bitch, I know that. Yeah. They say you getting money, bitch, I know that. Yeah. They say you fucking hoes, bitch, I know that. Yeah. They say you stand down, bitch, I know that. Juice Judah get the blow that. Young black nigga and I'm ballin' like Kodak. You already know I get my money and I blow that. Got so much dough I got the high, could never show that. I am that nigga and I ball like Splash. I am that nigga, get the dough, get the cash. I am that nigga, what you saying, I spin it fast. I am that nigga, double back and make it last. Vroom vroom, they say I'm getting dollars, I need that, yeah. They say you stand fresh, believe that, yeah. Where your fucking dough, where your cheese at? Ooh, camera for the flash, nigga, cheese that. They say you stand fly, bitch, I know that, yeah. They say you getting money, bitch, I know that, yeah. They say you fucking hoes, bitch, I know that, yeah. They say you stand down, bitch, I know that.
Whoa. Come on, man.
Oh, wait, you singing too?
Yeah, little homie.
Alright, y'all gotta scream that. Y'all gotta scream that. I'm not gonna get all that. We about to scream that, alright? So man, look, you know, I can't have you come on the show, you talk about you a rapper, you know what I'm saying? And
sure.
you don't get on there and freestyle, you know what I'm saying? So
That's the Juice
we gotta
Judah
hear the juice, man. You got the juice?
Yeah, I got the juice.
You got the juice?
It's
Alright.
worth the squeeze.
Alright. It's worth the squeeze.
Just like a pineapple.
For sure. Just like a pineapple. Alright. So we're gonna get into this what's the track we got? This track for this freestyle. Cameron, what's the name of this song?
I don't even know. I just like the beat.
He just liked the beat. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know, he just liked the beat. We about to hit y'all off the head with some of this, so we gonna get that queued up, Tanya. When we get that queued up, let me know so we can go ahead and get my man Juice Judah this heat real quick.
Shout out to our sound engineer Tanya.
Tanya
She's
is
a
killing
badass doing her
doing the damn
thingy.
thing.
Shout out to TK, producer extraordinaire. You know what I mean? Got the illest podcast team. That's just point blank. You know what I mean?
You go out there.
Yeah.
Seven, I want to hear you rap one day too.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
You ain't got them bars?
My album already dropped.
Oh, word? Where can I find you at?
It dropped and it never came back up. That's what bars. I got the heavy bars. He dropped in the sea, never came back up. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Ain't not never. How we doing, Tony?
Alright, I'm about to start it right now.
Alright, coming at you. Let me know if you need a little more.
Exclusivity here.
Can you hear yourself?
Y'all ready for me?
Yeah, whenever you ready.
Do you?
Alright. Yeah. Self-made. Yeah. You gotta be careful for niggas that's behind you. You might be dead laid up in the alley where they find you. I'm giving them 4 like 2 times 2. Bitch nigga, he ain't had the heart like John Q. I say my bars so bright that my shits might blind you. And lately, a lot of shit I've been going through. And mom, you can't tell that this what I was born to do. You get on the raps this nigga transform into. You see the signs, but there still ain't no warning you. Into this rap shit, I put in time and dedication. I rise over madness like mind elevation. A nigga like me don't mind patiently waiting, cause I plot like a Haitian, slowly like a Jamaican. And that's why your boy don't have no frustration. I can't tell niggas about the money that I'm making, the hoes that I'm dating, cause that was called hating, motherfucker.
Too, man.
Damn. Alright.
I'm not mad. Yeah, you can't be telling everybody your moves though.
Nah, yeah.
Cause they will straight those
That's
soft
it.
old
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Tanya.
Yeah.
Yo, that was fire.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I ain't want to give them too much, you know.
Yeah.
Just rapping too much.
Man, they're gonna have to find that one.
Nah, for sure.
They're gonna have to find that one straight off the dome, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it, Juice. You definitely, are a young, smart dude. Definitely talented.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? On your way. Thank you for coming to us,
Thank
the
you.
Mahogany
Absolutely.
Door Podcast,
Absolutely.
and blessing us. You
Yeah.
whenever you want to come back, you know what I'm saying? You got a home.
Yeah.
Anytime. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media and such.
You can find me at Juice Judah. That's JUICE JUDAH. On anything on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, iTunes. Just you feel me? Type in Juice Judah and you'll be able to find me.
For sure,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Man, we really appreciate you coming out, hanging out with us
Nah,
at the
thank y'all for
Mahogany
having
Door
me.
Podcast. And you know how this go. We want to see y'all again. We always hitting y'all over the head with new ideas, new artists, new fresh, new game. And you can get your news updates a week late. See what I did? That's bars. Bars! Right here at the Mahogany Door Podcast. Catch us on all the platforms, the Mahogany Door Podcast. I'm your boy Seven.
I'm your girl K Wonder.
We had my man Juice Judah in here doing it up.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see y'all next time. We love y'all. Peace.